Frank. He was a good man. He had a lot of love for him. A lot of family. He loved his friends. He loved to laugh. And he enjoyed people. All of you. It's a testament to how many people are here. How many 8-year-olds can still pack a room? It's great for all the love and support that we've received from all of you over this difficult time. But today's a celebration. We talked shortly after my mom passed, and we talked about what would happen in the event that he did, and how he wanted to kind of go out. And he wanted to go with a bang, but he said, let's keep it casual. I'd like to buy everybody a couple of drinks, and I want you all to talk shit about me. So that's what we're going to do. So I only have one story to share with you. And it's about the day that Frank taught me the meaning of the word shart. When Frank came into our lives, we went to his home on the Kempsey Road on the West End, and we were helping him pack out so he could come join us at our home. And so we unloaded the basement, and long before the days of Costco, Pace, and Sam's Club, he had a habit of buying things by the case. If he saw something on sale, it was a good deal, he was getting lots of it. So we were unloading the basement, and he had these cases of toilet paper. And I mean the big wholesale cases of toilet paper. And we struggled, we got him upstairs, and he had a 1978 Plymouth Larry, little station wagon, and we could hardly get the things inside. And my mom looked at him, and he's like, well, what the heck are you going to do with all this toilet paper? He looked at her and said, I'm going to wipe my ass with it. What are you going to do with it? I know. So we kept packing out, and up coming cases of peas, cases of carrots, and all the, back in the days at Heinz, we get all that stuff in bulk. And I come up the stairs, and he loaded them up, and I had 4 flats of Heinz beans, pork and beans. And I come up, I'm going to put them in the car. Oh, what the heck is that? Beans? Now I get the toilet paper. So we got into a little back and forth with beans, the magical fruit, and that back and forth. And he gave the final one, and it was beans, they'll make you fart. You better hope it wasn't a shirt. 11-year-old, he thought that was the funniest thing ever. So that was my word for the week. And that's actually one of my first memories of Frank. Treasured neighbor and dear friend, Brad and Eddie, they couldn't be here with us today. I think most of you know Brad. And Brad asked me to do the honor of reading out his tribute to Frank. So I hope I can do this justice, and he didn't put any big words that I don't understand here, I can't pronounce. A tribute to our neighbor Frank. Nettie and I are so sorry that we can't be there with all you in person this afternoon to pay tribute to our good neighbor Frank. We seldom missed his barbecues with those honey-baked hot dogs that he loved to feed our neighborhood with. And Nettie would always bring her date squares as per Pam's request, so we've sent them in our place today. I've been thinking of this quote from the movie Simon Birch. When someone you love dies, you don't lose them all at once. You lose them in pieces over time, like how the mail stops coming. What I remember most to this day was my mother's scent and how I hated it when it began to disappear. It's true for any of us who have loved and lost. Over the past month, Nettie, I, and our neighborhood have all felt the loss of Frank, one little piece at a time. We are missing Frank's presence. He had a big presence in our lives over the past almost 23 years. It's seldom that we see people we love every day, every single day. But we would see Frank multiple times throughout the day, at least twice when he would take Brown for his walk around the neighborhood. Nettie mentioned to me how she felt a sense of peace when she would pull into our driveway and see Frank outside, raking leaves or sucking up those damn maple keys, or vacuuming the pool. We loved our card games with Frank and Pam and our monthly poker nights, happy hour Fridays during COVID, Halloween neighborhood nights, and bocce ball tournaments. We are so grateful for Frank's presence in our lives and are so grateful for Frank's kids. We love the way you rallied and put whatever you needed aside to take care of Frank and honor him by bringing him home. I think that's why he lives as long as he did, because he was loved so well. We are also missing Frank's laugh and sense of humor. Someone said, "He who laughs, laughs last." Frank loved to laugh, and he loved to make others laugh. His jokes, most of them would make you giggle, and others might curl your hair. But Frank always wanted to add something to your day, if he had the chance. He would even print out some of his jokes to help me with my sermons. "Here's some that you could use," he'd say, "and they won't get you fired." And then he'd hand me another pile and say with a laugh, "And here are some that might." We are missing Frank's generosity. Pam and Frank were great sharers. They would share their families. It's how we got to know Marion, Bill, Susan, Bonnie, Jay, Tammy, Sherry, Craig over the years, and recently getting to know Tina, Tim, Kathy, Robin, Susan, and the rest of the gang. Frank and Pam had a way of inviting you into their very lives. Frank loved to share everything with us. His pool, his tools, his leftovers. So many times he'd end up at our back door sharing a new recipe from a new diet he had just tried. Most recently, he even shared his home while we were doing renovations while he was down in Mexico. Frank even shared in my plans to dress up like Donald Trump and crash Pam's book launch party. Couldn't have pulled that off alone. Nettie and I in our neighborhood are grateful for the gift Frank was to us. Our lives are richer and our souls are bigger for all the little pieces that Frank added to them. And it is all those little pieces that we will continue to grieve and celebrate. There's a verse from the Bible that says, "Every good and perfect gift comes down from a good and perfect Father." We are so grateful for the gift that Frank was to us all. Made it through that. Another person who really would have liked to have been here today is Frank's older brother, my Uncle Jim. He couldn't make it down. But he did write a very cute story. That's the story of Frank's birth. And I believe my sister Tina is going to come up and read that story for us today.
So my Uncle Jim is about 10 years older than my dad, and so he very much remembers the day Dad was born. So, and he has the same sense of humor as my dad. So here's his story. This is a story about my dear brother Frank. Came into the world like a Sherman tank. 'Twas the wee hours, about 5:30, when I awoke from a deep sleep. There were screams from the house inside. 'Twas my mother who in pain yelled out, "Get Mrs. Sheets, don't fool about." Out of the house I ran like the dickens, flew out of the yard like one of our chickens. I ran through the snow and up the trail. We had no sidewalk nor delivered mail. I was up to the neighbor's green picket fence, my long john trap door. came to my sense. I turned back around quick as a flash, put on my pants, and was back in a dash. Up the street I ran through deep snow, didn't feel a thing, but 'twas 15 below. February. Lucky no one saw me blazing up the street to get Mrs. Schutz, get here, toot sweet. I learned French after I got married. I tripped over Mr. Leggy's dog poop on my way, but was back up and running, no time to stay. Got to the Schutz house, it was number 227. Remember it today like a message from heaven. I banged on the door like a boy gone berserk. She came to the door and thought it was some jerk. I yelled, "It's my mother, she's in terrible pain. Please come and help her, I'll run back again." She told me she'd be there quick as a wink, and I ran back home with her, and all I could think was, please, let's get there and give her the help. Not knowing, you see, she was about to whelp. Back to our house, we both ran inside, her to the bedroom and I pushed aside. "Boil some water," Mrs. Schutz said to me. I didn't think she'd be making some tea. Then the still of the night was pierced by a smack, followed by some kid who was crying in back. There was comforting talk in Hungarian they did, sure beat the hell out of a unilingual kid. Then after a long time, I was asked to come see what the stork had brought for my mother and me. I looked at her sitting up in her bed, a bundle of arms, with a red-faced kid who was just full of charms.
Good for that. How old? Tina? How old is Jim?
Jim is 90. Sorry, his dad was 80, so Jim's 90.
And he wrote that?
Yeah.
Wow. Good for him.
All right, thank you, Tina. So we're gonna get back to the drinks and the grub here very quickly. I do, there's two candles on the mantle here that I'm gonna light, and one is for Frank, and the other one is to remember my mother who passed away almost 2 years today. We're back together again, so say hi for us. So if you happen to have your drink in your hand, I'd just like to raise up and offer a cheers to my dad. And we won't miss you very much. But today's not a day for sorrow, but it's a day of remembrance and celebration. Thank you all very much for coming, and thank you all who helped us put today together to honor our father.
To Frank.
Thank you.
Very good, Jason.
And Frank is with us here today. He's right here, so if you want to come up and say hi, here's your chance. Thank you very much, everybody.